You add his play with this team, it's over. The game is over. Now you can say, well, they have defensive issues. Okay, they have Nick Claxton, they have DeAndre Jordan. Now both serviceable bigs that can protect the middle if they have to go big. But now when you play with Blake Griffin in the lineup, a guy that shoots a good rate from the three-point line and has a good mid-range game, you involve him in pick and pops, his game will become unlocked when you put him with Kyrie Irving, James Harden, and Kevin Durant, all who thrive in pick and roll scenarios. So now if I'm James Harden, if I'm at the top of the key, Blake Griffin's coming up for a screen from me, how do you guard it? Do you switch it? That's a mismatch for James Harden. If you switch, now I have a big on me. If Blake pops, if you want to double team me because I'm coming off, great, knock down the three. If I come off the corner and Kyrie's in the corner, boom, kick the Kyrie for a corner. If I want to skip the ball to KD, who's then isolated because now you have to help on all these other perimeter players and we're keeping the lane open, you tell me how you guard that. And if you want to go big, if the Lakers do want to go big when they get there, okay, you want to play Marc Gasol and you want to play Anthony Davis, that probably gives you an advantage from a size perspective. But now I'm going to move KD to the 5. Guard us small. How do you guard that? How do you guard it? You have to outscore. You have to outscore the Brooklyn Nets. So here's my thing. I think this was one of the missing pieces. And this added piece, the Brooklyn Nets are by far the favorite to win it. They are.
Damn. That's so true.
It just is. Man. And I want to, if Blake Griffin doesn't go to the Nets, I've said this before, Lakers still the favorite. I still would have picked the Lakers to win over KD, James, and Kyrie.
Yeah,
I would have.
They got stronger just now. I mean, it's a little bit of a head scratcher. He's like Jay Will was saying, when you in certain places and you feel a certain way, you go and you get re-energized going to Brooklyn with what they doing and the coaches and the players that they surround you with. You just feel better. Like you know that you can't do what you did in Detroit. You got to take that game and get to a certain level because they're at a certain level.
Let me ask you this, Jay. Take me inside here. So the next game that Blake Griffin plays, presumably Thursday against the Celtics, whatever the case may be, it'll be the first game in his regular season career he has not started. Just take me inside the mindset that he's played like 642 games. I think he started every single one of them. He's not starting on this team, right?
Why wouldn't he?
Well, yeah.
I'm like, what? Unless you just think because he hasn't, unless they want to kind of slowly move him into the role. Is that what you mean?
Yes, to a degree, but you don't think it's out of the question that the Nets just go with their 5?
I mean, they can go with their 5. Blake Griffin's going to be a starter.
Yeah, they're not doing that. Yeah.
Okay.
Blake Griffin's going to be a starter. He'll become like the queen piece to a degree on the chessboard, right? I know you have multiple queens, obviously, but just he will be involved in so much action. And here, the more he's a screener, is the more you're going to see him popping out and knocking down wide open jump shots because of the amount of attention that Kyrie, James Harden, and Kevin Durant are going to warrant. Like he will be a great utility piece for them down the stretch.
Yeah, no, he's a starter. They didn't bring him in there to come off the bench and be 6th man of the year. I mean, that's not – he may not start his first game out, but he certainly is going to be a starter before the end of the year.
By how many games in? Just a week in? What does he need to reacclimate to a team that has so many guys that need touches?
Yeah, but everybody tries to use that argument like, yeah, everybody needs touches, but the ball's in James Harden's hands. He runs the PG, right? So, look, man, I played with some bad teams before in my life, okay? You know what happens when you play with a bad team? I've told you guys a story about what used to happen to me on the Bulls.
Oh, the shot
right?
clock.
About the shot clock, right? Where somebody has the ball and all of a sudden, 3 seconds left on the shot clock, they can't get a shot up. Keyshawn, here! And Keyshawn catches the ball, you're like, damn, what do? I got to get it up. Next thing you know, you start looking at box scores, you're like, what 50% of the shots I'm taking are 2 seconds left in the shot clock? What is going on, right? Like, that exists on bad teams. When you go to a good team and you got one of your star players who's a willing passer and people are willing to share the rock, it feels like an all-star game to a degree. And it's a lot easier to buy into when the ultimate goal is to win a championship than saying, man, I'm in Detroit.
Yeah,
Let's be real. I'm in Detroit.
Yeah.
Jay Rose is my guy. We talk about he's in Detroit.
Way different than Brooklyn.
Way different. I'll leave it as that.
And this is not the Brooklyn Nets of Paul Pierce and KG and them. This is a different, you know what I'm saying? Like these are younger, kind of like they got a lot of pop in them still. So it's gonna be fun to watch. I hate to see it, but it's gonna be fun to watch. And I'm not worried about the Lakers. Once we get AD back, we straight. Bring them on.
I mean, look, that's the question. When does Anthony Davis come back? And look, Rich Paul and that organization have a big time decision to make, because Kendrick Perkins has said it. I've heard Rich Paul say it too, that when that injury happened to Kevin Durant, Rich Paul was like, look, man, if that ever happened to LeBron, he's not coming back. He's not coming back. So those words, fast forward years later, if AD doesn't feel okay, do you sacrifice long-term for short-term gratification to win a chip? Especially at LeBron being 36, I don't know. But I'm going to be attached to that TV screen watching every single action of that, I'll tell you that.
You don't put AD out there unless he's ready. Because AD has to essentially be the heir apparent A1 to LeBron James whenever that time comes. You sign AD for the long haul, not for the short term.
But Key, here's what happens with the Lakers. And I love Marc Gasol. I think he's an ambassador of the game. But he's going to start getting exploited defensively. Because what I saw right before the All-Star break, exactly, he moves. Like, y'all can see it. It's like a robot on the court. My man's just like, That's what we used to do when we used to play against the Lakers, man. I'm like, all right, Tyson, Shaq's guarding you. Come here, Tyson. Come set this screen every time. Because Shaq was going to play below the free throw line. That was a wide open jumper for me. And those are the kind of liabilities that
you
have.
Hit him?
Yeah.
I'm just asking.
We only played him twice. I mean, obviously.
I didn't know if you hit the J or boom and came out.
Shaq over there looking at me with his mouth all open because we just kept running up and down the court. Right? But that's what happens with Marc Gasol. When he's on the court, he's liability defensively.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.